A Derbyshire huntmaster and a supporter who have been both found guilty of breaking the ban on hunting with dogs. John Greenall of Wootton Hall and Glenn Morris have both been fined for their part in the hunt last year. Our reporter Victoria Holland joins me this morning. And Victoria, what can you tell us about this case?
Well, this is thought to be the first conviction of its kind since the 2004 Hunting Act was introduced. The case was brought to Derbyshire Magistrates Court after members of the Meynell and South Staffordshire Hunt were filmed at a meeting they held in October last year. It was in a wood on farmland at Sutton-on-the-Hill in South Derbyshire. Now, the hunt was being observed secretly by two anti-hunt campaigners. They filmed what happened at the meet on a handheld video camera and on a wildlife camera that they'd set up in the woods. The court was told that this footage proved that members of the hunt were engaging in an illegal fox hunt. They were going after young fox cubs in a dense patch of the woodland. Experts told the court this wasn't a so-called trail hunt, where dogs chase a scent that's been dragged over the land, or what's called an expedition to exercise hounds. They said that the activity broke the 2004 Hunting Act, and the judge agreed.
And what were the two men found guilty of?
Well, this is quite a complicated law. Both men were convicted of breaching two sections of that 2004 Hunting Act, including what's called being engaged in illegal cubbing. John Greenall of Wootton Hall near Ashbourne is the master of the Meynell and South Staffordshire Hunt. He was leading the hunt that day and was fined £3,000 and also ordered to pay £500 in costs. And that's a reflection of his superior position within the hunt. The other man, Glenn Morris, is a supporter of the hunt and he's from Tutbury. He was fined £250 and also ordered to pay £250 in costs. But both men declined to give evidence in their own defence.
And do we have any reaction to the conviction?
Outside the court, Mr Greenall didn't answer any questions. We did speak to a representative from the Countryside Alliance, though, Tim Bonner. He was there in support of the men.
I think we're surprised to a certain extent, although this is a very confusing law and we've had a number of very strange judgments in the last 5 or 6 years since it's been enforced. Here we have a situation where there was no video evidence of any fox being pursued by any hounds or any other dogs. The person who was supposed to be in charge of these hounds on the day wasn't in the court, and so it was a strange case in many ways. We've had all sorts of confusing cases. We've had judges making comments and judgments about how confusing the law is. So I don't think we're surprised by anything, but we will be considering whether this is a case that needs to be appealed, or whether it's better to focus on repealing the legislation or looking to make it clearer.
Victoria, were any of the campaigners in court?
Yes, one of the men that filmed the footage, Roger Swain, was there. He says they've been waiting a long time for a conviction like this.
It's just an absolute relief. For 7 years we've been saying that just continued hunting, and this has just vindicated our accusations. So yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic we got to this stage, and I just got to thank the CPS and the police just for taking us seriously. We've followed them a number of occasions, so yeah, we're glad about that verdict. I mean, it's very tricky to get the fox, the pack of hounds and the huntsman on video. But cub hunting is just so abhorrent and it's quite static that there's no other way of explaining it. It's just cub hunting. They're very secretive about it. It's early morning, so actually getting the information is difficult. It shouldn't be like that. They should be on an artificial trail by now.
That was our reporter Victoria Holland.